Hey, it's Angelique. I can't believe I'm doing this. I promised my business coach that I would. Oh, forgot the microphone. Well, after a great start here, I promised my business I would. No, this is so much fun. All right, I promised my business coach that for the next 365 days, I would post a Facebook Live. So either you're in for a treat or you're going to unfriend me. I don't know what's going to happen, but what I have to do is start with my origin story. And I'm going to read it to you because I'm going to completely forget what I'm going to say. Are you ready? Hey, Danny. All right. All right. I didn't become obese overnight. I grew up on the South Shore of Montreal next to my family's school bus business. Yes, we have school buses. Out in the boonies, far from my friends. My mom didn't have her driver's license, so I couldn't go see my friends after school. So what I would do was every day after school, I would sit in front of the TV alone, watching soap operas, scarfing down chocolate bars, and devouring entire pails of Fiesta potato chips doused in white vinegar. My weight didn't really bother me much until high school. My classrooms were separated from the main building by a long windowed corridor where the school bullies would hang out. Some of them are friends now. You might recognize yourself. As I walked through, they would stomp their feet with my every step, shouting, "Look out, here comes Fatty." What was a 20-foot corridor became a 3-mile walk of shame. I remember I could feel the heat rise from the base of my neck as I hurried along, pretending their taunting didn't bother me. That's when I knew that I needed to lose weight if I wanted to fit in. Because I was 11 years old and I weighed 172 pounds. First, my mom took me to my doctor, who said I was big boned and that I would never get below 150 pounds. Then she took me to her weekly weight loss support group meeting in a dank, dark, musty church basement. I was the newest and youngest member of TOPS. Take off pounds sensibly. Over the years, my mom and I, we'd go on diets together. We'd go to Weight Watchers together. We would do our cheat nights together. I hit my all-time highest weight after the birth of my first daughter, tipping the scale at 275 pounds. 2 years after my second daughter was born, I weighed 213 pounds. 18 years later, when my kids were adults, I couldn't get below 180 pounds, no matter how hard I tried. I was on a never-ending roller coaster ride, trying every diet and exercise plan I could find. Nothing stuck. I knew I hit a new low when I found myself in the checkout line at Costco with a cookie diet kit. I won't name it, but maybe you tried it. Suddenly the big 5-0 was just around the corner, and I really, really wanted to get rid of all this extra fat once and for all, so I wouldn't have to live the rest of my life in a body I hated. I wanted to be able to shop in regular size clothing stores and look good in skinny jeans so I could finally feel confident and comfortable in my skin. The trouble was I was losing the same 10 pounds over and over and over again, even though I had over 50 to lose. To make things worse, I felt terrible because I was successful in every other aspect of my life, but couldn't get a handle on the whole weight loss thing. I look at all these before and after pictures of women and wonder, why are they successful and I'm not? What am I doing wrong? I felt even worse because I knew I was setting a bad example for my kids. I felt like a failure as a wife, as a mom. I felt like a failure to myself. I knew I needed a wake-up call and I needed it fast. And sure enough, it came. It came on a hot summer day in 2014. I got a call that my mom was in the intensive care unit at the hospital. She was in a coma. Her doctor thought it was just a gastro, but it wasn't. He was wrong. A hernia had ruptured in her small intestine, and she needed emergency surgery to repair the damage. Because the surgeon had trouble getting through all her belly fat, she almost died on the operating table. I remember walking through the sliding glass doors of her room, the smell of antiseptic filling my nostrils, the sight of the tubes invading her body, the sounds of the beeping machine surrounding her, the feelings of fear and uncertainty in my gut. My mom, my best friend, my cheat night buddy, was in a coma, and I didn't know if she was going to live. And if you want to know what happened to her, you'll have to tune in tomorrow, because I'm not going to tell you. I realized then that I was heading down the same road as my mom. I realized I was on the clock to get my weight under control. I realized I had to get my health in order before it was too late. No way in hell was I going to let my daughters watch me suffer that way. So I started looking for answers, scouring the internet for the one diet that would help me lose the weight and keep it off for good. But it was so freaking confusing. There's so much conflicting information out there, it drove me crazy. Eat carbs, don't eat carbs. Eat fat, don't eat fat. Eat 3 meals a day, eat 5 smaller meals per day. To keto or not to keto? That is the question. Should I try intermittent fasting? I didn't know. Then, as if by chance, something amazing happened. I discovered the Institute of Transformational Nutrition. It turns out that what I really needed was a personalized nutrition plan, unique to me. It became clear that I needed to figure out what my body needed to be fit and healthy, not only physically, but mentally, emotionally as well. I discovered I could lose the weight, especially the belly fat, almost effortlessly, believe it or not, eating real food in a way that required very little willpower. I also learned that the old adage, eat less and exercise more, is pure BS. It turns out you need to stress less, eat more of the right things, and exercise smarter. Exercise smarter, especially if you want to lose belly fat. As a result, I went back through every diet and exercise plan I had ever tried. I keep track of them on an Excel list. I have a chart that I've been tracking since 2002. I figured out what foods were best for me and created a structured way of eating them. I started meal planning. I started preparing my food in advance. I created morning and evening routines I could stick to. I took a good look at the stressors in my life and made some major changes. Now that I was feeding my mind and body the ingredients it needed, I started losing weight and feeling way better. It was so simple. It was, but it was really hard because I had plenty of resistance from friends and family along the way. You know, the ones that were upset because I wouldn't drink wine with them. Oh, but it's the weekend. You got to live a little. You're so boring. My mom even said, oh, you won't be much fun anymore. Really? Then there was the food pushers who insisted I share chocolate cake or nachos with them. But it's, it's only one bite won't kill you. Geez, everything in moderation. It was really hard to find people who would support me on this journey. But my why was strong. Like I had to keep going. And it got easier every day. Within 9 months, I lost 50 pounds, all in my first year of menopause. And you know how hard that is. I was finally able to shop in regular sized clothing stores and look amazing in everything I tried on, including skinny jeans. People started coming up to me saying how much younger I looked, asking me about my weight loss secrets. Yeah. And it just wasn't about the weight. Gone were the hot flashes and nagging joint pain I'd been suffering with for years. Plus, I discovered that dairy, not my friend. I was thinking clearer, my brain fog disappeared, and I had more energy than I knew what to do with. That's when I realized that the secret to losing weight and keeping it off was to stop obsessing over the scale, to focus on eating the right foods at the right time in the right way for the right reasons instead. That's when I realized when you focus on your physical, emotional, and mental health, the weight comes off automatically, kind of like a side benefit. That's when I realized I could help other people get the same results I got. So I got certified as a transformational nutrition coach. And then I wrote a book about my journey. I chose to call it A Second Coming of Age, The Road to Becoming a Healthy, Wealthy, Modern Golden Girl. It just got published recently. I'm really proud of it. I thought if I could create something that would make it possible to inspire and empower other women to lose weight and feel amazing too, I'd be really happy. So after 2 years of research, interviewing health experts, writing, tweaking, procrastinating, rewriting, and editing every single word, I finally got it published. Within 3 months of publication, my book became an Amazon bestseller in 3 categories, was featured on CBS News, Fox, NBC, ABC, and Live, Love, Eat magazine. I can now call myself an author and be taken seriously as a weight loss expert. I no longer feel like a failure, not to my husband, not to my kids, not to myself. I'm proud of the woman I see in the mirror now. And in the end, all this means I'm now able to show up confidently in a body I love while doing the things I really enjoy, like helping other people lose weight, spending time with my family, traveling, meeting new people, and building meaningful relationships, all in my skinny jeans. That was day 1 of my 365-day challenge. And if you want to know what happened to my mom, tune in tomorrow. I'll see you on the other side. And please leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. Bye.